Okay, so there was a little trouble on the line, but we're back, and I hope many of you will come back. And gosh, we were just having a wonderful conversation, weren't we, with Kelly? And I hope Kelly comes back, and I hope some of our other friends come back. So I think one person is coming back right now. And this is Mark Ittleman, speech language pathologist. I've been a speech pathologist for about 45 years, and I wrote a book called The Teaching of Talking, and good to see Raymond back, and good to see Malka back, and sometimes Facebook's a little finicky, so we just have to just understand that that's just the way it is. It's sort of like with speaking problems. Sometimes I'll be working with somebody who's got a speaking problem, and they'll try to say a word, and it'll come out pretty good. It won't always come out perfect, but it'll come out pretty good. And if it comes out pretty good, sometimes I'll just let it ride. Because one of the things that speech therapy should be is it should be fun. If you notice when we were talking with Raymond, it was fun. All right, it was. And the same thing goes with Kelly. I'm going to come around and see if I can find Kelly in a few minutes. So we're glad you're here again, and we're going to speak with more people on Facebook Live. And just understand that this is a brand new platform. It's got some bugs in it. I've got some bugs in me. So, connection available. So just know that we'll do all our best if there's a connection problem ever. We'll always do our best to make sure that the next call will be even better. Malka and I are leaving to go over towards California at the end of the week. So we're going to be on the road, and we're going to be doing our Facebook Live from the road. So just know that we're going to accept everything, and we're not going to get upset about it or short-tempered about it or anything like that. We don't want you to either. So we'll just enjoy the ride. And I've been enjoying the ride tonight, speaking with you and sharing with you, and I hope that you are enjoying the ride also. So I'm going to ask, hello, Caitlin, good to see you. And Raymond is back. He's here. Let's see who else is here. We've got Malka. And we've got... Okay, we're back again. It's showing another person on the call. Let's see if we can see. I've invited Hytham on the call. And let's see if he can join us. Hi, Tony. Good to see you. Caitlin, good to see you. Sometimes the internet is a little funny, but I don't think Hytham is going to be on the call. And let's see if there's somebody else we can talk to. Let's see. How about there's nobody else who's ready to speak. So I know Tony's a speech pathologist. Tony, do you have a question that you can type in the box or a comment that you can type in the box? And I see some other people coming on the call now. Glad to have you back. Sometimes Facebook's a little temperamental. This is Mark Ittleman, speech pathologist. So I'm going to invite some of you, if you have a question, to ask a question. And don't worry, I won't pick you out if you're not ready. Barbara, I wanted to answer your question, but I don't see that little green camera thing in your icon. So that typically means that your camera may not be on. And just know also that a smartphone is the best way to be on the call with Facebook Live. And the smartphone should be usually in a horizontal position. So, Barbara, I'm going to ask you to make a comment. There's Barbara. I'm going to ask you to pose a comment or a question as best you can, because I can't bring you on live, although I would love to. So, would you kindly just pose a comment or a question? Because I know you wanted to ask me something. So I'm going to ask you if you could kind of type something in the box for to share with us. And the same thing with you, Tony. I'm wondering if you could do that too. If you could type something in the box so that we can address it, we can comment on it, we can learn about it, and that should be very helpful for all of us. Let's see. So Kelly Ann is back on. Let's see if we can get back to Kelly Ann. She's all the way from England. Can you imagine that? She had a question to ask, a very significant question. Let's see if we can find her. Kelly Ann. Let's see. Those are our viewers. And I'm going to see if I can find her here. Let's see if I can find Kelly. Let's see if I can find her another way. Let's see if I can. So, and Kathy Quinn McNamara is watching. Good, very good. So and Fran Chalupa Henry is watching. Wow, we've got some great people. I'm Mark Ittleman, speech language pathologist, and we've been into this Facebook call, and we did a little intervention with one person who had a stroke with some aphasia. And so I'm going to see who would like to pose a question or a comment that I can answer. And let's see, we've got Fran. I'm going to ask Fran if she's got a question or a comment. I'm going to ask Kathy if she has a question or a comment. And Kellyanne, I sure would like to get back with you. Let's see if we can find her. I haven't been able to find her, Kellyanne. I'm going to wave to you, which I just did. But I don't see you, Kellyanne. Where are you? All right. So I'm going to invite, see if I can invite anybody else to be on the call with us right now. One of the things that I like to do when teaching is to teach by demonstration. I find that teaching by demonstration is the best way to teach, because that way you can see what's going on, you can listen what's going on, and you can see what I'm going to do, and I explain to you why I do what I do, so that you can understand that. Let's see. I just have viewers. Let's see, viewers. And I see Barbara, and I see, I see Raymond. And I'm just trying to close this window right now. There. All right. Sorry, Mark. It says I keep, and Marcy Melzer is here. Good to see Marcy Melzer. Thank you, Marcy. And Andrew is here. let's see. I want to talk to somebody. Maybe Andrew will talk to us. So I'm going to push Andrew, bring Andrew onto the call. And Andrew, I hope you don't mind. I'm sure you're on the call for a reason. And I'm going to see if Andrew would like to join us. And it says that it's adding him. And this is working. And we're getting a thumb. And there's Marcy. And gosh, it's so good to see her. Maybe we'll invite her to come say hello in a few minutes too. Um, Andrew, he's still trying to come on, and we'll be patient. I know one thing. I'm going to have lots of materials. I was hoping that I could teach by example. That's the way I love to teach. And somebody's come. Oh, this is Andrew. Hello, Andrew.
Hey, how are you?
Good. What can you tell us about yourself?
Well, I am a speech and language pathologist. My work experience is actually in school setting. So I'm very interested in your course because I don't get a lot of experience in working with adults. And I have some friends who I knew have aphasia. That's what I wanted to help. And
Great. Great.
and to tell you honestly, my caseload are just kids from small kids to about maybe 12th grade. That's where my extensive experience will be.
Mm-hmm.
Very interested. Now I finally found the time to join you on your Facebook Live.
Great. 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 Do you have any particular questions in mind?
Right now I don't. I'm just enjoying the discussion. I love
Okay.
every bit.
Okay. Well, I'll try to make it even better. Okay. Facebook Live, as you know, has a bunch of bugs in it, and but we're working through it. We're working through it, and that's the
Yeah,
attitude. You know, a speech pathologist has to be very patient, and the patient with aphasia has to be very patient because all kinds of things happen, but we
right.
have to kind of let it, kind of like a duck with water. We have to let it roll off our back sometimes. So,
Yes.
Andrew, it's been wonderful having you on the call. And I know that you'll join us and you'll talk some more and share with us any kind of insights that you have or anything like that. And thank you for being on the call. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay. So we have a question now. Let's see what the question is. I have a question about improving word retrieval. When the person has a word retrieval problem, let's see how she finishes this. Let's see if I can finish seeing it. Okay. And Tony wants to be in your video. Oh, well, Tony wants to be in my video. Oh, well, let's see if she can do it. Okay. Let's see if she's got her camera on. I think she does. Let's see there's Tony. I'm going to add her there, and I'm going to bring her on the call. This is so much fun. Marcy Melzer, speech pathologist, she works with kids, and Marcy has been so helpful to. Oh, look who's here! Hey, Tony.
Hi, Mark.
It's good to see you. It's wonderful to see you.
All the way from Canada.
Oh, you're from Canada. So tell me, what's going on and what kind of question do you have?
Well, right now I'm seeing a client
Uh-huh.
who had a stroke maybe a year and a half ago.
Mhm.
And she's actually at the stage now where she's able to speak in sentences, but she still has a significant word retrieval problem.
Okay.
So, which really impairs her ability to communicate because the wrong words come out, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been using your teaching of talking method.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just wondering what the best way of really improving her word retrieval. At first, when I first saw her, I was using or asking her the yes/no questions with the target word embedded at the end of the question. And that was working very well. And then I moved on to, longer phrases, and now we're working on sentences. But I'm just wondering if it's more effective to really stay at just eliciting single words.
No,
Okay.
definitely not, because we don't speak in single words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you give me an example?
It's hard to. So, for instance, she might, ask me to turn on the light, and she might say pencil or something. I can't remember
Okay.
exactly what she would say.
Okay.
And so then I would actually model ask her the question, do you want me to turn off, or do you want me to turn on the light?
Mm-hmm.
And she'd say yes. And then I'd say, tell me, turn off the light, or turn on the light, please. Or
Yeah.
And then her imitation is excellent. She can
Okay.
repeat very long sentences, but I was
Uh-huh.
just wondering, when it's a word retrieval problem, well, she needs lots and lots of stimulation
Yes.
for those words to be able to kind of stick, so she
Yeah.
can retrieve them consistently.
Yeah. Okay. Do you use a computer in your therapy session?
No.
Okay.
It's usually just face-to-face conversation.
Okay. Do you have could you have a computer open while you're
Definitely.
Okay.
And I also sometimes I do use an iPad.
Okay. This is what I would do. All right. I would write down some of those words. Now, I'd make a list of any word that she had trouble retrieving.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
and put that in a Word document and alphabetize it from A to Z.
Okay.
Okay. Then what I would do is, as how often does she see you?
Twice a week.
Twice a week. So then I would say to her, we're going to spend 15 minutes or 10 minutes of our speech therapy session. We're going to talk about a light. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And does she live with anybody at home?
She's actually living in a nursing home right now, which
Oh,
also is a challenge
okay.
to get
So,
that constant stimulation. But
okay. So what I want you to do is ask her, can she write?
no, not really. She
Okay.
can copy some words, but she doesn't really like using her left hand because it's quite cumbersome.
Okay. Okay. What I would do is I would write down the word light. And how long is your visit with her?
45 minutes.
Okay. I take maybe 10 minutes, and we're gonna talk about lights. Is there a
Mm-hmm.
light in the car? Yes, there's a light in the car. Is there a light in the bathroom? Yes, there's a light in the bathroom. Is there a light in the kitchen? Or is there a light over your bed? Yes, there's a light over the bed. Is there a light in the dining room at the nursing facility? Is there, I would just bombard her with light.
Okay.
Okay. And then what I would do is I might get a couple of pictures out of some magazines, but magazines aren't really around so much anymore. But uh, just try to find some pictures or something with lights in them and ask her for the context. Where's the light? Well, the light is there. And have her do that in a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that would be good. Now, chances are it's not just she's having a problem with light. Chances are she just has intermittent anomia. Okay.
Yes, she does.
Okay. But that's still a fun activity for you.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you're creative enough, you could think of some other things about light. Can you think of one right now?
Oh boy. You're putting me on the spot.
Of course I'm putting you on the spot.
I'm just trying to think about lights. What we, well, there's a special lamp that she has in her bedroom that she really likes. Sometimes we talk about that light.
Okay.
So,
okay.
And I'm just wondering that she's starting to show some signs of dementia, but she hasn't been diagnosed yet. And I'm just wondering if that may also, that's definitely going to interfere with her progress, because she's made some really nice progress. So, so do you think that I should continue to work on her word retrieval?
Sure.
Okay.
And go ahead.
How many words would you target in a session for focusing just on word retrieval?
Just have fun, okay? So first of all, you got to have fun, okay? You got to have fun, and she's got to, and so she's got to enjoy it, okay? I mean, you could spend 45 minutes talking about light, but I wouldn't want you to do that, okay?
Yeah.
but if you have a list, okay?
Yeah.
And you have your word processor, and you have the words that you found that she has trouble accessing sometimes. Put those in the Word document, and then say, okay, we're going to talk about these things today, and you talk about one until you can't think of anything else to ask her. And that's when you go on to the next word.
All right.
You know,
that's
when
great.
your brain says, I can't think of anything more to stimulate for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just keep on practicing a lot of different sentences with that particular word.
Yeah. Have her go into her room with her, okay, where that lamp is or where that light is, and say, we're going to talk about your light today. Where'd you get your light? Did you get your light at the store? Did your mother give you your light? You know, I mean, just go nuts with it, okay? And yet still, it's a good exercise. And it's a good exercise in retrieval. It's a good exercise in rapport. And it's good.
Yeah.
All right?
Well, we always have a good time. Thank you very much. That's very helpful.
Okay, good. All right. Let's see who else is on the call. Donna Caballero. Hi, Donna. And Virginia Bruce. Oh, so who else would like to speak with me? Because I'm seeing more people now. I know who Virginia is. And Barbara says, I'm going to have to get off now, but your conversation with Tony probably is relevant. Well, thank you. I hope it's relevant for you. Okay, very good. So who would like to be on the call next? You better hurry. Who would like to be on the call next? Let's see. Mark, tell us about when patients have intermittent progress and how to ride the ups and downs. Oh, okay. Well, you know, we all have ups and downs. You know, this is such a great question about the ups and downs. And how many of you have ups and downs in your own life? How many of you have ups and downs in your life where there are some days that are great, and then there are some days that are absolutely the pits? Okay? I was listening to a speech last night, and he was saying how life is so cyclical that one day we could have a great day, and the next day a bad day, and the next day a good day. Well, that's normal. So what we do is we just have to grin and bear it. Now, when we do speech therapy, however, and for those of you who are on the call, if you're doing speech and language stimulation and your loved one who you're working with, whether they're a kid or whether they're a big kid or an old kid, if you can tell that they're just not in the schmood, okay, then you might want to just back off and do it another time, you know? And So a person should be making progress. And if they're not making progress, you want to know why they're not making progress. So sometimes you want to ask a family member or something like that if there's something going on. Um, but but there are days, and if you remembered there was a wonderful person, Deb Johnson, who was on the call the other day, and she addressed that, and she said that there are days when her husband has difficulty saying anything, and then there are other days when he says compound sentences without any problem at all. And a lot of times it's related to how much activity the person has had, how much sleep a person has had, what kind of mood they're in. I know sometimes when I'm not in such a good mood, sometimes I don't want to talk so much. Sometimes I kind of don't say very much. So it's variable. And you're right, Marcy. There are people who are variable, and a lot of times it's due to their emotions. Sometimes it could be to a relationship that's going on that's maybe not so good at that moment, and other times it could be just that the person may be maybe too tired or not feeling well or in a bad mood, which we all know. And oh, there's Mary Ann. Mary here says, I have a patient with aphasia who does not have opportunities to converse with many people. That's a challenge, okay? And it says see more, and I want to try to see if I can push on that, but it's not opening. So I'm going to try to guess what your comment is. I have a patient with aphasia who does not have opportunities to converse with many people. You have to converse, all right? If if you're going to do any stimulation of speech and language, you have to converse, and it has to be a lot, because I've already shared with you the concept of the leaky bucket. You have to think that with people who have aphasia, there's a leak in the bucket, okay, and there's water coming out. Maybe some of you have had a bucket from time to time where you've had a bucket and you put water in it and it had a slow leak in it and it leaked out. That's how I look at aphasia sometimes. You could teach somebody something, and you have to know, and you have to visualize it in your head, that somewhere up in their brain is a little leak. And maybe some of what you've taught them is slowly leaking out a little bit. So that's why I developed the teaching of talking, because you have to repeat and repeat, and you have to engage them in conversation. You have to talk with them. They have to have people to talk with. And you have to know how to talk with them in a way where they can be successful talking. And that's why I developed the book also, because there's a technique of how to get people to talk. And it's not just asking them questions. There's special ways. You have to know how many words you can stimulate, whether or not you can stimulate one word. There's some people that will only talk in one word, so you have to stimulate one word. Sometimes it's two words, and you have to stimulate two words, or three or four. You have to know the number of words, and we teach you how to do that in the book and in our video course. So, hi, Deborah. Good to see you. Okay, I'm going to take, so as far as people with aphasia, if they don't have someone to converse with, they've got to be able to have somebody to converse with them, and somebody who knows how to converse with them with the teaching of talking method, okay? Or any method that to get people to talk with them. And don't forget that when you learn how to do the teaching of talking method, you know exactly how many words to stimulate. You know exactly how many words to stimulate, whether it's one, two, three, or four. So, and then there's Deborah, and then there's Rhett. Do we have time for? Do we have time for one more question? Do we have? If anybody has one more question, just kind of hit the camera or hit the button, and let's see if you do. And we have a class tomorrow morning And don't forget to share this, everybody, please. Don't forget to share this. I'm going to invite Red on and see if she'll come. Okay, well, I'm going to see if she can come. And then we're going to go. Okay, let's see. Uh, nope, I don't think Rhett's ready to be on the call, and that's okay. That is okay. So, um, that is our Facebook Live for this evening. It was wonderful having everybody here. Deborah, can you speak? I didn't see any of those little green icons inside your icon. And let's see if there's anybody else. Marcy, thank you for your question. There was Barbara's question, and I'm going to say hello to Virginia, if that's okay. Let's see if Virginia will talk to us. I don't know. She might not want to. she she had that little green button, but I don't know if Virginia's going to want to speak to us. You gotta have guts to be on the call with me, and I promise you, I'll share something with you that'll help you. Okay, but if you're not ready, that's okay also. Now, tomorrow we have another class, 8:30 in the morning, Eastern Daylight Time. I'm going to have a very interesting subject for you, and I'll be posting that in a little while. And no, in fact, I've already sent it to everybody who's on the list. Make sure, please, that you check some of my posts, because if you haven't joined our community, please make sure that you do. In just almost every post that I put on Facebook, I put a link, and that's where you put your name and your email address. And I'll be sending you lots of interesting things about courses that are coming up. I'll be sending you things about upcoming classes that we're having and what the subject is going to be. So please make sure that you're on our mailing list, and please make sure that you check it in many of the posts that are on the page. Please make sure that you like the page. If you can, make a friend request to the Teaching of Talking Facebook page, and I'd appreciate that if you could do that. So on that, I'm going to conclude the call and say thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.